From CBS News, this is The Early Show.
For 30,000 years, we've been buried with trinkets, religious objects, and offerings, and often somber and traditional ceremonies. But we've never seen anything like what the baby boomers are planning now. Today we begin our new series, Funerals to Die For. And out here we have a Harley-Davidson hearse. Just one of many ways to have a larger-than-life send-off. CBS News correspondent Ben Tracy is in St. Louis this morning. Good morning, Ben.
Good morning, Maggie, and welcome to Big Mama's Kitchen. We're at the Wade Funeral Home in St. Louis, and this is kind of a set of sorts, complete with fried chicken and a casket. Seems a little strange. We'll tell you more about this in a little bit, but this is a way for people to be a little more comfortable as they're saying goodbye to their loved ones, and it's part of a larger trend of personalizing and customizing send-offs. It's being driven by a generation of baby boomers who wants what was once only available to a select few. A riderless horse in honor of slain President John F. Kennedy. The mourning of Monaco's beloved Princess Grace to the music of Barber.
And it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind.
And Lady Diana with an Elton John tribute that would become the biggest selling single in history. Defining funerals etched into the memories of a generation, now making plans to define their own. Much like this one from The Big Chill, 25 years ago.
Boomers always want to be remembered.
Mark Duffey runs the funeral planning business Everest. He's seeing people in their 40s and 50s already planning their final farewell.
They don't necessarily want to go peacefully into the night. They want to be remembered. They want to be remembered by their friends, their family, for their life that's been led, and they're willing to spend the money to do that.
So Duffey has become something of a funeral concierge, helping fulfill the final wishes of clients like Honey Leveen, who wants a water-themed send-off. This sounds so morbid to say this, but when you die, what's going to happen?
Actually, Ben, I don't consider it morbid. I consider the whole thing very liberating.
Her native Houston is a city of fountains, so when Leveen departs, that's where she wants family and friends to gather. She's even picked the music.
Yellow Submarine by the Beatles.
Leveen is a healthy 51-year-old, using water these days to stay in shape. Having to go through all of this planning, isn't it the least bit creepy?
Yeah, it's creepy, but the thought of having my relatives under duress at moment of need is much creepier to me.
In fact, boomers are going to great lengths to make the Reaper less grim, blasting their remains into space or even having their ashes pressed into precious stones. Is planning a funeral like planning a wedding for some people?
Well, it is. Planning a funeral is like planning a wedding, except you generally plan a wedding over 6 to 9 months, and you plan a funeral in about 12 to 24 hours.
But now boomers are planning years in advance and planning big. Dino Romeo, a diver in Florida, wants his ashes 6 feet underwater, helping to form a memorial reef off the coast of Miami.
I was one of the first to purchase a spot. It's right at the beginning where the gate is. There's a big, huge gate, and I'll be right at the top of it, so I guess I'll be the gatekeeper.
For boomers like Romeo, it's not just about how they say goodbye, but reminding everyone how they lived.
Maybe some of my friends that don't dive might try diving for a change.
Of course, some people still want a more traditional burial, but the folks here in St. Louis have a very untraditional way of sending them off here at Big Mama's Kitchen. And Maggie, we're going to tell you a whole lot more about that and another room they have here in just a couple minutes.
Yes, Ben Tracy, be sure to stick around, and all of you as well, because up next we're going to get a tour of Big Mama's Kitchen as we continue our series. See what makes this place so special here on The Early Show on CBS.